Hi everybody, it's Claire Bear here. Clary Berry? Oh my goodness. Hope that's not a sign of how this video is gonna go. If you're wondering, I oftentimes wear a hat because it is in the middle of winter right now. And I'm just a type of a person who doesn't like to run the heat all the time. I mean, I'm kind of an environmentalist. I mean, that's why I went vegan in the first place. So, just kind of makes sense for me to not want to blast the heat when it's not really necessary. And the other side of that is that I really do not do well with really dry air. I don't know if it's because I'm Cancer. I'm a Cancer sun sign and a Cancer moon sign, so I don't know if I need a lot of moisture or it's just I'm more like I just pay more attention. But I know I can tell whenever I start to have the sinus issues, and usually, unfortunately, it goes really fast. But this polar vortex thing that came through has certainly not helped the heater situation. So I've been having to run that heater, and it definitely made me sick. So, and actually, the other part of that is I was staying up really late, not getting enough sleep, and then I noticed I wasn't drinking enough water, too. And these are big things, you know. You can be eating the healthiest foods, but if you don't get enough rest and get enough water, then, you know, you're still missing really big keys. So basically, what I'm going to talk about today is, what am I going to talk about? I just need to do a little update here on what the heck is going on with me and my vegan diet here because, let's see, it's the 9th. I know that I posted like the 6th. So I probably posted my last update about a week ago. And partially, you know, it's because I got sick a couple days ago, but it's partially just because I've been so busy. I haven't really been back in the swing of things with getting back, you know, the kids going to school and working after the holidays. So it's kind of, and to kind of get used to our dog and the situation, like how we're gonna deal with that while working. So really, it's funny because my whole entire journey so far with high carb raw vegan has kind of been like prior to this week. It's kind of been on just off days. Like the first week, I tried it like not really. I didn't even count it on my challenge, but I just tried it as much as possible at home before I went in and saw my family for the holidays. And then so the whole next week was basically my week where the kids were home. And so they were helping me walk the dog, and they were, you know, they're very helpful, and they ate a lot of fruit. Not that that's a bad thing. But so this week, like I said, it's just a little bit different, and yeah, really, really busy every single night since we've been back to school. We've been having basketball practices, and so it's been interesting, but I've done pretty well. So I just want to talk about it. I'll just kind of go back to like last weekend and just let you guys know how I did and what happened. I can't even remember, so I'm having to look on chronometer.com, which I'm like in love with. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I wish that I would have, you know, checked this site out prior to going vegan. I think what I'm going to have to do is maybe go see if I can't find some of my old FitPal diaries and, you know, put in some scenarios and just see, like, how many grams of fat I was eating back then. And because, honestly, before I even get into, like, what I've actually been eating, one of the biggest things that I just cannot wrap my head around is how few of things that it takes to reach a high percentage of fat in your diet. And I mean, I'm eating like 3,000 calories. So for me to have a 30% fat ratio is crazy. Now, granted, I'm eating less protein than I'm not eating less protein than I think most people, but I'm eating less of a ratio of protein, if that makes sense. If you are familiar with the fruitarian 80-10-10 diet, things like that, then you will probably already know what I'm talking about. But you know, for those of us who didn't know, it comes as a big shock that you can hit, you know, I'm at well, this wasn't today, but like today I had 1 ounce of pecans. And if you know about pecans, I mean, that's not very many. I think it said it was like 20 halves, so maybe like 10 whole pecans. Yeah, that's it. Is like pretty much all the fat that I would have needed today. And I mean, you throw a few chips in there, like even vegan things, of course, that do have fat. You're gonna be. I mean, it's just so easy for me to go over. So I can't, literally cannot imagine. I'll probably do a video on it at some point, just comparing the actual fat, breakdowns, because even Weston A. Price, even people who are doing like paleo and stuff, they know that you should not go over 40% animal fats or fats at all in your diet. So, as much as they love their saturated fat and all that, like they can't really deny that. So, and as much as they try to put it at the bottom after they tell you eat liberal amounts, and they put it at the bottom, as much as they try to do that, they know, and everybody still knows, that you should never go over 40% fat. So if I'm, eating 3, 4, 5, even 6,000 calories, and I'm getting near that 30%, and I'm vegan, and I'm aiming for low fat, like, I honestly don't even want to know what all the meat eaters are actually consuming. Like, and if they're not consuming, even a good portion of their, food in fresh foods, I mean, no wonder, it explains everything. It really does. There's no secrets here once you look into it. And honestly, I'm just so thankful to have found this lifestyle, because that's kind of how I deal with things. Like, things have to, I'm a very instinctual person. They really have to resonate with me on more than one level before I will like attach myself to them. And I do that with my views on science and religion, and it's just all gotta fit. If I know something, even if I go to the store, like, I don't buy something else, I just absolutely love it. Same principles. There's so many different things about this diet or about this lifestyle that just hit you like over the head. And I think that's why it's hard for a lot of people to just let go of what they always thought they knew, unless they're really looking for something. So I just hope that, what brings you to the truth isn't something that is really, really horrible. So sometimes that's what it takes. If you don't listen, like, God will knock you upside the head if he has to get you to listen. So I don't know if that's an appropriate description of what I believe. But anyways, rambling a little bit. Let's get back to, let's see, where are we? Was that a week ago? Yeah, so doing obviously lots of bananas. I realized, I've been able to eat more and more bananas at a time. My calories have gone down a little bit. I'm not doing, 6,000 calories. I just hit 6 the first day. And, so, I guess I kind of told you guys about what I was doing. My cheats are Amy's roasted vegetable vegan pizza, because I didn't have the corn one, and I really want to get her low fat. So, and I've also been cheating on chips. So I've been through a couple different kind of chips, and these are things for like on the weekend. I'm just always like a pizza and a chips and salsa girl. So the fact that I can even come close to making these work just right off the bat is really positive for me. And the fact that I can still have like my favorite things or some of my favorite things on this diet. I mean, even if I have to change something, honestly, the pizza, Amy's vegan pizza with no cheese, is amazing. It was very delicious. Did not miss it. I was craving pizza. I wanted it. Didn't miss it at all. It hit the spot. I just, like I said, I can't wait for her to get a low fat one. And I found the low sodium chips. I just need to find a good low fat and low sodium chip. So keep your eyes out, I guess. And really, I'm just looking for, like, I found some really good tortillas. I think I'll just stick to those. Maybe make my own baked chips instead of, doing the just store-bought ones. And same thing with the pizza. Like, I'm looking into different recipes, and I know Freely's got one. I want something really, really simple, though, that I can just try. I may just do it with the corn tortillas and just put vegetables and say it's pizza, put tomato sauce on it, because thin crust pizza, right? So, yeah, basically, let's go. I don't want to tell you guys all my whole weekend. I mean, it's going to take forever. What? Oh, there we go. It's just taking a minute. So yeah, I'll wake up and basically on a good day I'm sticking to, bananas. I think my limit for my smoothie maker is like 6 bananas. So, and lots of water. So I was adding a lot of flaxseed. I cut down on that to cut down the fats. And really been loving like dried bananas and dried apricots. Still in a huge tomato kick. Although I'm sticking away from the cans. I know that something really acidic, the BPA in the cans actually reacts to the acid and makes it more dangerous. So I'm only buying right now as my kind of cheat cooked item. I'm only buying tomato sauce in a glass from now on. So still loving my mixed salsa, mixed salads, lots of different veggies. I'm really, I know that eventually I'll get into the mono diets, or the mono meals, but right now I just kind of feel like I don't want to, like, my body's going through so many changes. My body right now still likes a lot of variety, so, that may change, but I'm just not really going to push it right now, so. And another note, I don't know, we got some brown rice spaghetti that I had showed you guys, and basically, like, it's alright, but I think we're really just gonna like the corn. So, like I said, I found a really good corn bulk on Amazon Prime with the subscribe and save option. Oh my gosh, I love subscribe and save, and it's so funny because I had all these things I was gonna buy, and they were vegetarian, vegan. It's just that they're not really on the lifestyle. So I was like, unsubscribe, and I had looked before and not found a good organic corn pasta. I finally found one, so message me if you want to know what the brand was, or if you can't find it on Amazon. I'm all about that subscribe and save, especially with, when we are eating these pastas, it's like they go so fast. So if you're going to do pasta for, like 2 growing boys and me, you're going to have a lot of pasta, so it works out well. And I save 15% because I'm subscribing to 5 or more items a month. So excited to finally get that going and just keep it going, so I don't even have to have an extra item to go to the store for. So let's keep going after the weekend. So this week, basically, I guess the kids were home one day. I did do some of this Nudesen Simply Nutritious brand, which it was just kind of a backup buy. I was at a store that just doesn't have doesn't have any refrigerated juice section, so I went with the best that I could find. Probably won't be doing that again. Kind of same thing. I've been just getting lots of tangerines this week. Lots of berries, of course. Got my Carb powder in with the smoothies to do some different chocolatey types of smoothies. Pretty accurate. Stayed on track really well. And this is even, this is why I was sick. Just lots of tangerines. Oh my gosh, tangerines have been awesome. I did have one beer this week, which was off, but I'm not gonna kill myself over it. It's carbs, right? I need to go back and reread why drinking is not good. But and of course, still loving the baked potatoes. Oh, also had some guacamole. Again, it's another thing that is just way too high fat, but I feel like if you're going to really restrict yourself, if you really want to go out and eat, make your friends some guacamole and let them eat most of it. And, get some good organic chips, find some low-fat chips, make your own chips. Like, there's excuses to do or not to do everything, so don't let that affect you. Still loving the dates, and even it's funny because Josh and my boys, they really know that they know now. And I keep telling them, your taste changes every 10 days, and they've really seen examples of that, so they know. So it's kind of funny. I've kind of been like hoarding my dates. Like, I don't want them to start munching down on my dates because they're so expensive, and they can eat other stuff. So I was like secretly happy when he tried one and he didn't like it, or he thought he didn't like it. So of course, the next week comes around and we're at a basketball practice, and he is like super hungry, and he sees my dates, and he's like, "Oh yeah, can I try some?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so, but don't you not like those?" He's like, "But my taste changed, Mom. Like, don't you know?" So yeah, he likes the dates. I think the other one still hasn't tried them, so maybe I'll hide them from him. So let's see, what else have I been doing? Pretty much the same things. I've been a lot of potatoes, a lot of like tangerines, bananas, threw some pears in there, dates. I'm taking vitamin D and B12 just because it's winter time, and gosh, I don't even know what that was. Anyway, wow, is today only Thursday? I mean, this is just so easy. Looking back, it's like I haven't really even missed anything, which is crazy. I mean, that's probably because I'm cheating a little bit, but you will be amazed at how little you will crave on this, and how your body does really start to just crave the things that you have already been, that you're supposed to be eating. So, those big bags of wild fruit that we got from the health store, I forget what brand it is, but they're amazing. We paid like $13 or something for this big old bags, but ounce per ounce, it does good. And one of them was mangoes, strawberries, and blueberries, and it's so freaking good. I just put them in the fridge, let it thaw out, and we just scoop them out and eat them because I don't like to wait for it to thaw. And the other one was like blackberries and raspberries and blueberries, I believe, and it was delicious. It did not last long at all. So that is a great way to, obviously berries are pretty expensive, but if you're kind of obsessed with them like me, the big old bags of frozens, they're all right. So finally started getting my water intake up, and one thing that we did yesterday, I was just really like, we were going to basketball after work, and I didn't have anything really made for the boys to eat, except we had some like potatoes that had already been like leftover potatoes from the day before. So I kind of just mushed those up and threw them in with some soup, and I like had very little time. So I just took some tomato sauce that we had left, and I decided I was going to pour it all in there. I had like half a bottle, added a bunch of water. I added also, this is probably not on plan, but it's a good backup for me, like backup, because I've always been a really quick eater, need meals. I don't have a lot of time. Boys get hungry fast. At the end of the day, I get running out of energy fast. So, like, I'm not going to be opposed to sprinkling in some potato flakes into my soups. I'm a big soup person. It's just so easy, and it makes such a nice, like, filling, warm, good meal at the end of the day. So we did that. We had a nice, like, cream of potato soup, just water, tomato sauce, and it had herbs and stuff already in it. I need to get it low sodium, obviously, but yeah, and then we did that, and then I also did the same thing kind of with some just vegetable soup today, to add a little of the rest of the tomato sauce just to make it a little bit of, minestrone like type of consistency, and just all the extra like leftover potatoes. There was only a few left, and just carrots and all that. Just made a nice veggie soup, and just even we added like a little tiny bit of just everything. We had like like a fourth of an apple, made it really not really sweet, but like gave it that sweet flavor, and just really loving the soups. So really, this brings us to today. Like last night, I ate way too much fat with these chips. And that was definitely like a stress-induced thing. I just had some extra stress just pop up at the end of the day. It really freaking me out. So, nothing vegan related or anything. But anyways, I just want to get you guys updated so that I can keep making some better videos. I apologize. I'm so hoarse in this one. And everything like that. Oh, and I wanted to say, if you haven't figured out on the chronometer, if you go to trends and then you go click on the chart, or click away from charts, click on the tab that says nutrition report. This is what it's easy to look at your nutrition every day and say, oh my gosh, like I'm deficient in this, kind of what I did when I started. But I think it's even better to go like maybe to the last 2 or 3 weeks or so. And oh, you have to subscribe now. Wow. Well, they were letting me do it before, but I guess they're not now, so I may have to subscribe. But you can do that, I guess, if you're subscribed. I didn't realize this was going to be an ad for Chronometer subscriptions, but I do really, 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 really like this website. So, yeah, basically, you can go, even for the last 7 days, if you don't want to subscribe, you can see how you did for the whole week. So that way, you're not just freaking out like, oh my gosh, one day I forgot to, eat something or take my supplements. Like, you can actually look at it and say, okay, so over the whole week, like, I'm a little bit low on maybe this and this, I need to figure out, search a vegan. Just don't go crazy. Don't let it, persuade you. Just do a vegan search and find out where you can get these foods, because they're all available. You just have to know which ones to eat. So basically, the only one that I have so far is I need to eat some sunflower seeds for selenium and vitamin E. So I guess that's about it. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get to sleep here. Oh gosh, it's too late. Maybe anybody who has some tips for me on how I can get to bed earlier. Is like so busy all day and I need a minute for myself at the end of the day. So I wonder how bad it is to just catch up on the weekends. Anyway, thanks for watching, and eat your what?